If you would like to get this month's crystal reading for your sign for download and purchase, please click on the Vimeo link below this video in the Show More section, or visit my website, theluckymermaid.com, and the links for these videos are posted on the most recent video page. Please be sure to check out my other psychic readings for each zodiac sign I have available there as well. Thank you so much. Wish you many blessings and peace.
Hi Aries, I'm Pam and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for February 2017. This month I laid out the 5-card tarot spread for you using the Tarot Mucha tarot deck, which I used last month in the mid-month of January for the update, and people liked it, so I'm using it again here. Please remember, these are general readings, and to get a reading with details pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. This recording is for Aries Sun, Aries Ascendant, and Aries Moon. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign to gain more insight and information, because some months they will resonate more for you than your sun sign will. All that being said, Aries, now onto your reading for February 2017. And the first card you have that shows up here, Aries, is the Wheel of Fortune. This Wheel of Fortune has wanted to show up in a lot of the signs, and it's showing up for you here. And this card to me means the karmic wheels of fate turning in your favor, planets in the heavens, spirit guides around you, conspiring to give you karmic wheels of good fortune happening in your life. But the karmic wheels do go up and down, and I do not read the cards upside down. So my guides will tell me whether it's karmic good fortune or not when I hear their messages. I feel like you're learning a lot about yourself this month of February and learning a lot about life. Your perspectives on things are changing. I get you're thinking about some things you never thought you would do before, or change that you now are going to do and or change. So it's like you're adopting new perspectives, you're making changes in ways you never thought you would before. Interesting. I do see for some of you Aries, you want to be seen and heard. You want to be front and center. You feel like now it's time to put up or shut up. And that is with your own self and maybe with other people. Maybe you feel like, okay, you're doing a lot of lip service and talking. Get on with it and put up or shut up. Proof's in the pudding. Don't just talk about what you're going to do. Get on with it. Get out there. Do it. Say it. Move on. I feel you're going to do it yourself as well. So I see you expecting that of others and expecting it of yourself as well in February. Because I hear you don't want to be led down the primrose path by somebody. You want them to, like, proof's in the pudding. Again, it's kind of like put up or shut up. Like, yeah, are you really going to follow through with it? What is it you're going to do? Maybe you want some bosses that promised you a raise to give it to you. Maybe you want some people that you're making a commitment with you to, like, show up. Like, yeah, are you following through with this commitment? Are we gonna get married? Are we gonna travel down this road together? Are we gonna move in together? Are we gonna buy a place together? Are we going to, like, whatever it means to you? Maybe you have somebody that you're going to go in a business partnership with, and they're like dragging their feet, and you're like, let's go. Let's get this ball rolling. That comes up in a multitude of ways for you for February. You've got your eye on the prize, and it's time to kick it into gear. Maybe there's some thing of attainment you see, and you're like, I want that job. I want that house. I want that business. I want that opportunity. And whatever the prize is for you, I want that person in my life. who or whatever that prize is for you, you have your eye on that target and you want to make a move or go for it in February. And if it doesn't make sense for you in February, this could happen to you maybe in March or April, because you're not all born on the same day. You don't have the same birth time, so timing may be a little off or different for you. And if these messages aren't making sense for you, Aries, watch your rising sign or your moon sign, because maybe your messages are coming to you there this month. You know, I feel like you've had it with some things. You don't want people to make a monkey out of you, and you may feel like you also have a monkey on your back. So I feel like you don't want to be anybody's joker or stoop, and you may have had it with some things. I don't know. You got to listen to that part again, because I got to move to the next card here. You have the Three of Cups, and the Three of Cups is a card to me that symbolizes parties, gatherings, celebrations. You could be attending them. You could be throwing them. This could be 3 sisters, 3 friends, 3 females. It could also be a celebratory conclusion to something that's been going on in your life also. I do feel like you're going to be doing a lot of soul searching in February and digging deep into how you actually feel about certain people, certain things in your life, certain events. You're doing a lot of digging deep and soul searching. You know, something is formalizing. Some of you are having a wonderful start to a new love relationship. Some of you that are already in a new love relationship, in a recent love relationship, or maybe you've been with them for a while, something is formalizing. So you may be getting engaged. You may be moving in together. You may be, like, I don't know, giving each other promise rings or getting married or anything like that. But something is formalizing here for you. Some of you, Aries, are going to be reinventing the structures of your life. So you could be changing things, like, you know, maybe you're like, I don't like this career anymore. I'm getting a new career. Or, you know, I don't like where I'm living. I don't like this home. Or I want to redo it or move. It could be anything like that. Restructuring your life. Odd for it to come up with a celebratory card, but it's coming up that way. I do feel some of you are going to get invited to something that is actually quite fun, an event or a party or some kind of gathering. This could be at work with friends. I see some of you getting invited to somebody's party. It could be their birthday, their anniversary, anything like that. I do feel that some of you are now thinking about, I got to look out for number 1. Nobody else is going to look out for me. I need to look out for myself, my best interests, my future endeavors, my happiness. So some of you may be really taking the bull by the horns here in February, or at the very least in the first quarter of this new year of 2017, where you're going to, like, take charge. Maybe some of you feel like you have to take your life back from something. That, you know, maybe you're like, I give too much to too many other people. Who's doing anything for me? It's time to think about me. What's good for me? What's good for my future? What's good for my life? I see many of you thinking that. Some of you are going to have a grateful expression of love coming to you. And for some of you, it is at the party. For some of you, it has nothing to do with the party. It just has to do with your life. So some of you, this is actually coming up like a celebration about your life and your own self. The next card you have here is 6 of Swords, which is moving. This could be moving your residence. It could be moving from one way of thinking or doing things that wasn't so great toward moving towards something better. It could also indicate travel or long distance travel. Some of you are definitely emerging out of something. Some of you, it's your old place of employment and you're moving on because you don't want to be doing that line of work anymore, or you don't want to be in that place of business anymore. For some of you, this is setting your sights on moving to another home. Some of you may even be gathering your forces together of money and could be contracting somebody to build you a home. Some of you that have the means to do that will be doing it. Not all of you. So some of you, you're actually hiring somebody to build you a home. I don't know that you'll be moving in February. Some of you may be, but I feel a new residence may pop up for you. in February. You may find the place where you want to move to. Or making a down payment on it, or an offer on it, or breaking ground if you're building a home. Some of you, but I don't know that you're actually moving in February. Some of you may, but some of you, it may be further out in April or May, because I see April also here. It's like, I feel that for those of you that moving applies, it's like you're getting yourself in preparation of that move in February. Not only maybe are you finding the home, or, breaking ground on a, if you're building one, or putting a down payment on a home, you may like be starting to packing up boxes, like wrapping stuff, getting ready to move, like making, even if you haven't found the place yet, you could be getting things together for a potential move. I do feel that some of you Aries in general feel like you don't want your life to feel stuck anymore. You want your life to have forward movement in it. So if you have felt like you were in any kind of stuck position, stuck in your job, or stuck in a relationship, or stuck in some way, you are going to want the feelings of getting unstuck in February and wanting that movement forward in your life. You want that, you crave it, you're going to make it happen. I don't care what area it's in. It could be multiple areas, but I get you craving and wanting that movement forward. If any of you Aries have had any kind of debilitating sicknesses or illness or any kind of disease, I feel that this is also an impetus for making you want things to move forward in your life as well. Not all of you have been sick or ill, but some of you that have been, this has also been like festering in your mind, like, okay, when this is cleared up or gets done with, I want things to start moving forward. The next card you have in the reading is the Two of Pentacles, which is weighing your options or having to make a decision or a choice between two things, two homes, two jobs, two loves, two options. It's weighing your options. And you could have a lot of emotions tied up here in that, like a lot of emotions could be tied up in the weighing your options. I do feel like you're actually making a decision and a choice between two things here. I don't even feel it's just in February. You're weighing the options. I do feel like you will make a choice in February, because I do see you putting money down or putting a decision down or making a decision down. Like maybe you're going to rent another place. Maybe you're not buying the home. Maybe it's a place you're going to rent and you're going to sign the lease. Maybe you're choosing between two places to rent or two cars to lease. Maybe you're like, do I like this model or that model? You are making some decision and putting some money down, I feel, in February. I'd be very surprised if you don't actually make the choice or the decision. To me, it feels like you do. And there's like putting money down on it. Comes up here. And as I said earlier in the reading, if these messages aren't making sense to you, Aries, then your messages are probably coming to you in your rising or your moon sign this month. Some of you may be talking to some people to get nominated for something. Maybe you want to be the treasurer or the president or the vice president of a club or a group or an organization that you belong to. Maybe you want to be the head of something, the head of the PTA, the head of the Board of Education, the head of some church group that you're in charge of, or some organization or talent group or agency that you would need maybe there's something like you need to be nominated for the position. Maybe you want to be under sheriff or sheriff. Maybe you want to be the person in charge, but you can't just like say, I want that position. You need somebody to nominate you, because I get you wanting to be nominated or throwing your hat in the ring for some kind of position that would be elected or nominated. It comes up here. So some of you that it's going to apply, the Two of Pentacles applies to that. Yeah, because the guides are saying you have to give up the ghost, Aries, and let one of them go. It's like you can't, in this, for some situation that you're going to find yourself in February, you can't have both things. you do actually have to make a choice. So, again, I go back to, it can be 2 jobs, 2 loves, 2 houses, 2 business opportunities, whatever it is. They're saying you got to give up the ghost, Aries. You can't hold on to both. So you are going to have to make this choice in February. The last card you have here of the 5 is the moon. And the moon is illusion. It can be illusions. It can be secrecy and deceptions in romance. It can also be secrets by itself, romance by itself. It can also be heightened psychic ability and heightened intuition in you, picking up your intuition and your psychic ability, increasing and raising up in February. I hear it's now time to call what it is what it is. You've done your homework. You've educated yourself about something, and now it's time to, say what is. Not to be in a state of illusion. Don't create illusions in February. You need to be clear, upfront, honest, not elusive. You're not going to like anybody being unclear, not honest, and elusive with you either. So either you've got to call them to the mat and say, hey, you're being kind of mystifying here. What's your final word on this? What's your decision? Or you are the one that needs to do it. You either are calling somebody on it or you need to do it, and not to be gray, fuzzy, and elusive. You're not going to want somebody doing it to you, and the guides are saying you shouldn't do it either. Some of you are going to be talking to people in the government about renovating some kind of perspectives or renewing something that needs to be renewed. Could be a visa, a green card. It could be if you have a corporation or an LLC, maybe you need to revise it or renew your licensing. It could be revising anything, like if you have to follow laws that are put down by the government for zoning or your license that you hold. You may be talking to them about, like, maybe they're saying things need to be revised. Or maybe you have a beef and you're like, you know what, this needs to be revised. Maybe one of the places, if you're somebody that wants to buy a home or a business, maybe you're like, hey, this zoning needs to change. I wanted to be able to put this here or that here. And, maybe you want to buy a property and you want to rent it out to other people, or you want to buy a place and divide it in half and you own it, but you rent half of it out, and maybe the street or town that you want to buy it in isn't zoned for that. So you may go to the zoning commission or go to the government and say, I want this to be reworked because I want to buy this place, but I also want to rent out part of it. Or I want to buy this place and I want to live in it, but I want to have a business in the bottom part of it, or rent it out for business. You've got to think about it. It's not going to make sense to all of you what I just said right here, but the moon is coming up as like revising things with the government, renewing things with the government, and being straightforward and saying what is what it is. You got to get it out there, or tell somebody else, like, don't give me this cloudy, I'm not like, cloudy, elusive answers or descriptions. I need to know the concrete nuts and bolts of it. And it may have to do with a property or a business or some, plan like that. Maybe it has to do with if you're one of the people building a home and there's things that they're just saying, oh no, you can't expand your sewer rights to that level, or no, that's on a property line and this line right here is owned by a government. Maybe this is town owned at the end and you're like, wait a minute, that's like infringing on the property I'm having. You just have to think about it and see how it applies to you, Aries. So I hope this reading was of help to you. I certainly hope it made sense. I want to thank you so much for liking, sharing, and watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate that. And please be sure to subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I post my videos here on YouTube. And I have started to add new videos. I've been putting on psychic crystal readings for full moons, new moons, and eclipses that I didn't used to put on here before, along with my mid-month updates and my monthly readings. So you might want to get notified when they come on, so please be sure to subscribe. And if you would like to get a expanded look into this month in the crystal and hear what messages my spirit guides have for you for February 2017 Aries, you can access these videos for download and purchase by clicking on the link below this video in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for February 2017 psychic crystal readings for each sign of the zodiac. You can also access these videos by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com, clicking on the videos tab on my menu and going to page 8. Scroll down the page and there you will see February's crystal readings. You just click on your sign and it will take you to that video on Vimeo. I wish you a fantastic and fabulous February, Aries, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.